2018. There's lots we can remember about you, and even with your giant slew of really, really bad movies, there's also some really, really good movies we can remember about this year. So today, we'll be taking a look at the top 5 best movies of 2018. Just remember, kids, this is my own personal opinion, so don't get mad at me in the comments if you have a different opinion from me, okay? Good. Number 5, Incredibles 2. Pixar. Your sequels have always been quite interesting. Sure, some were pleasant surprises, like Cars 3 and Finding Dory, but there's other sequels that we don't speak of. But how did Pixar do with this one? Pardon the typo. But it turned out to be great, with some wonderfully crafted animation, good dialogue between the characters, enjoyable fight scenes, good writing, although it kind of feels a little bit more like the first film, but with a few things changed. Yeah, so Pixar, good job. At least you remembered that sometimes you can still make a good sequel, even with all the other sequels that probably no one asked for. Number 4, Christopher Robin. Now, I didn't just put this on the list at a relatively high spot because it's my mom's favorite movie of this year, but I personally enjoyed it with some interesting writing, good textures on the characters, and some pretty touching dialogue between Christopher and Pooh. Plus, the acting was pretty well done. But unfortunately, although this may not seem like much, but just a little small extra detail, when I was on Instagram this one time, my sister DM'd a post I made on me being at the movies, watching it, and nicknamed me a nerd. Now, I have 2 theories as to why she would have said that. Either 1, she watched IGN take a giant on the movie and decided to say, "Good advice, IGN. Now I also think that movie was dog even if I haven't even seen it." Or second theory, she saw the movie and hated it. Or third theory, she could have just been saying it for the fun of it, but I don't have room for a third theory. But I do have room for a third spot on this list. Number 3, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Sony Animation. I'll never forgive you for releasing these movies, but you've really outdone yourselves with this one. Now, there's lots of reasons to love it. I mean, there's beautiful animation, engaging fight scenes, well fleshed out characters, even though there's a little too much for the movie to focus on, but they're still good nonetheless. Enjoyable writing, good humor that even pokes fun at Spider-Man popsicles? I don't have an image of the certain popsicle, but yeah, interesting. So yeah, good movie, and you've really outdone yourselves, Sony. In fact, you should be thankful because your next Razzie nomination is actually the Redeemer Award. I'm calling it right now, guys. Into the Spider-Verse is getting the Redeemer Award. Okay? Really hope it gets that award. Number 2, coincidentally enough, Paddington 2. Now, here's a little interesting fact about this movie that might actually surprise a lot of people. This movie was actually the first movie I ever cried in. Yes, folks, I actually cried watching this. It might sound surprising, but it's true. In fact, when we were having some of my dad's old coworkers over for dinner, their daughter even admitted that she also cried watching this, so at least I'm not alone. But yes, there's other stuff that made the movie good, like engaging writing, memorable characters. What else made the movie good? Good textures on both Paddington and Aunt Lucy. Good humor, and again, a good portion of heart, mainly in the ending. So, good job, Paddington 2. If there's one thing you taught me, it's that even a movie that people least expect someone to cry in can still make them cry nonetheless. Alright, good lesson learned, people. So now, for number 1, honorable mentions. The Grinch. Even with some scenes feeling way too dragged, like some of the scenes with Cindy Lou and her friends, and the Grinch setting up to steal Christmas, and some scenes feel way too rushed, like the stealing Christmas scene, and Cindy Lou meeting Santa Grinch, the movie itself was probably on the better side of Illumination's movies, thanks to most of the other part of the writing being fairly true to the book. Good animation, memorable characters, and some heart that might get some people tearing up, but I saw no one getting teary when I watched this, so yeah. Hotel Transylvania 3. Now, for me and my younger cousins, I like the first two, and surprisingly enough, I consider this the best of the 3 movies. Huh, that's odd. What's odd? We always have to do this whenever one of your opinions in your videos is somehow controversial. Yeah, that's not the odd thing. I got used to that in my previous review video. The odd part is, why is there a tank standing behind me? Ow, Cinema Sins wasn't too happy that you said his second least favorite movie of all time is actually pretty good. So he's ready to obliterate you the second you say something else about this. Alright, well, can you guys please just get off the set so I can explain to my viewers why I like this? Okay, jeez, let's go. Why do we even get paid to do this? Alright, so with that out of the way, I like this because, oh, for God's sake, CinemaSins, get the stupid tank off my set! There we go, much better. Now, I enjoyed this for a couple of reasons. Sure, the writing was sorta weak, but the animation, like the first 2 movies, was really good. Characters were well fleshed out. And the scene where the characters danced the Macarena was probably the highlight of the movie for me and my younger cousins. Surprisingly enough, Teen Titans Go to the Movies. Now, I don't like the show necessarily. I don't hate it, but I dislike it. And when I saw the movie's trailer, I was surprised that it actually looked like a good movie. And when I saw it, yeah, it was good. I'm sure sometimes the story could feel like it's trying to be like the Lego Batman movie, and the animation sort of looks the same as if it were on TV, but at least the story is a creative way to make fun of superhero movies and break the fourth wall a lot. Characters are a big step up from how they were in the cartoon. The jokes are good. Mainly the fourth wall breaks, and the 2 scenes that have Stan Lee in them. May he rest in peace. Yeah, surprisingly a good movie, but it probably would have been better if it were just an 1.5 hour long episode of the series. Still liked it, though. Ralph Breaks the Internet. Disney and your sequels. You haven't made one since 2000, so after an 18-year-long hiatus where you'd follow Uncle Walt's no sequel rule, this turned out to be good. even with a couple problems with the writing and how the beginning part is sort of slow building up, the animators did a really good job on this, and the internet feels sort of accurate to how the normal internet would be. Honestly, I enjoyed this. And like I said, that Paddington 2 was a surprising movie I cried in. Surprise! My sister actually teared up in this, so at least she has a surprising movie to cry in. Yeah. Very interesting. So with all that said and done, the number 1 best movie of 2018 is Isle of Dogs. This movie, such a highlight for 2018. Now, I don't show my ratings in these segments for whatever movie I'm talking about, but if I did, you'd see this right in front of you, and it takes a lot of work to get a rating like this. This movie did all the work it needed to do, and it did so for all the right reasons. Engaging writing, phenomenal animation, well fleshed out characters, a good documentary on the craziness of how politics can be sometimes. Wait until a lot of Americans see that. Or hear that, because, well, I mean, there's a pretty high possibility of Trump getting impeached, so, yeah, but we're not here to talk about something that I and a lot of Americans are anticipating. There's also, yeah, and some pretty good jokes here and there. I like the switches to 2D animation, even if there weren't much. Yeah, this was a surprisingly good highlight of 2018. So remember, kids, even if we had to suffer through just plain garbage like Goosebumps 2, House of the Clock and Its Walls, and Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, and the movie that shall not be named, at least we got to have this in year with those. Which is why Isle of Dogs is the number 1 best animated film of 2018. And stay tuned, everyone, because I've got my Lego Movie 2 review coming out pretty soon. Already seen the movie, so I've already got my thoughts on the movie, but you're gonna have to be continued, at least by President's Day. But thanks for watching this video. Be sure to like and subscribe for more. See you next time!